right, now we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna give you a little bit of class here before we get started with Juanita Goes to Rehab. I've gotten sort of used to teaching, and I'm getting out of the habit of being a songwriter, and I'm gonna have to kind of slowly phase myself into Juanita Goes to Rehab. So I'm gonna demonstrate how I write a song. I don't know how other people write a song, but this is how I do it. I never intend to write a song, and I never set out to write a song. They just kind of come through me, and I become overwhelmed with emotion or anger or jealousy or fear or sometimes happiness, not very often. I'm going to give you one of the more dynamic examples. Now this kind of spirit that never quite manifested itself into a whole song, by that I mean it got words and a melody, but never any music, and it didn't get onto a CD, and it might, but after I tell you the story, you'll see what I'm talking about. I am not a well-adjusted person. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. And I know some of you know my husband, Tom. He was at the door. He's the guy that's taking your donations and beating up people in the alley. And he's the guy with the tattoos on the arm and all that stuff. We had just met, and we had a hot, quick romance, and we moved in together quickly after about 3 hours of knowing each other. And I was feeling pretty confident up until that point. And this is when Tom realized what he had gotten himself into. He had been talking about a friend of his, how wonderful his friend was. He had the greatest friend. His friend was just a great guy, and he owned his own business, and he had the nicest wife, and they had the cutest little kid, and yada, 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 yada. So great. So this guy comes over. He comes over, I've never met him before, and he's with this chick. It's not his wife. She's, I don't know, young. And not only is she young, she's wearing nothing but this hot pink string bikini. Now I am pissed off right away for many reasons. A, I am not young. B, I do no longer wear a red hot string bikini. I used to, but I don't anymore. 3, this great guy is not with his wife. And 4, the most embarrassing of all, I am fucking jealous of this girl, and I want her out. I want her out. And what do? You look at her and say, look, you fucking young, skinny bitch, get the fuck out of my house. And I never want to see your skinny ass again. Well, you can't really just say that to a visitor. But my husband could tell I was not happy. And that girl was flitting around in her little outfit, and she was eating peanut butter cups, and she was talking and laughing, and I was getting madder and madder. And they finally left, thank God. And I tell you, I couldn't get over it. I couldn't process it. I was so fucking pissed, and pretty soon what happens to me started happening. I started gathering these words in my mind. I started gathering all these words, and they wouldn't stop. And they started gathering into kind of a poem. And then pretty soon this kind of melody started coming up. And before I knew it, this is what happened. Bobby did my tattoo in a little garage with wine and a needle before it was legal. It said shit, 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 more bullshit. The real world's kicking my motherfucking ass. There's a girl in a pink bikini beating on my confidence. She's 6'3" with the perfect little butt. She's laughing with the boys, eating peanut butter cups. and I'm cashing checks for the criminally insane. I wanna be 6'3". I wish that God would reveal himself to me. I wanna be 6'3" in a hot pink bikini eating peanut butter cups. There's a girl in a pink bikini oozing down my territory. I close my eyes, I hope she'll disappear. My husband's making goo-goo eyes and talking to his friends about her. I don't believe I can conceal my jealousy. I wanna be 6'3". I wanna wear a thong bikini. I wanna suck voluptuously on a raspberry sucker and be well adjusted. It just happens. They just start coming along and they gather up and they turn into something like that. All right, I'm going to take you back for a little walk down memory lane. I am a resident of San Diego. Thank you. I went to Castle Park Junior High, and my dad was at that time an enlisted man in the Navy, and we had 4 kids. And San Diego wasn't anything like it is today. It was nothing like this. San Diego was just a Navy town back then. The downtown area was just fucking strip bars and sailors. That's all it was. The borders were open. We had people who worked the farms here, and they didn't have to worry. They just came and they went. And people didn't pay attention to them like they do now, and there didn't seem to be as much upset about that kind of thing. And where I went to school at Castle Park, my brother and I were about the only white kids at the school. It was bad enough being white, but it was worse being a skinny, redheaded, freckle-faced little nerd is what I was. And I didn't want to be a nerd. I wanted to be one of those really cool Mexican kids. I wanted to be one so bad. And I just loved them. They scared me. They were so wild, and they spoke a foreign language, and you could tell they were just having sex all over the place. And they didn't care. And you could never look at them because they would beat the fucking shit out of you. And I wanted to be one of them so bad. And I remember there was this girl, and her name was Eva Cordova. And she was like the queen of the Mexican girls, and she used to rat her hair up really, really high. And her boyfriend was named Tony Hernandez, and he was so handsome. He just looked like he should have been a movie star. And I thought, God, I want to fit in with those guys. And I started my life of crime about them. I started hanging around with much older kids, and I started having kind of a love affair with rock and roll music. And you couldn't go to rock and roll clubs here as young as I was, so I had to hide out in my friend's Carmen Gia, and they'd drive me across the border, and we'd go see Mexican rock and roll bands. And we'd get drunk as hell, and watch the Mexican rock and roll bands, and then I'd come back to school and I'd be my same nerdy self, but I had some fun. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how this whole process started for me of writing songs. This song is called Surfers and Mexicans. was. There was surfers, there was Mexicans, there was sailors. That was it. No vacationers back then. So this thing started forming itself into an identity for me. All my friends are Mexicans. They live in quantity huts. No, not yet, Justin. That's okay, I got a cue, Justin. Justin, I'll be really blatant. I'll say music. All right, thank you, Justin. All my friends are Mexicans. They live in quantity huts. They drive their cars inside tornadoes. I think they must be nuts. They all wear cowboy boots and t-shirts that always say pure platinum. Their girlfriends look so pretty behind the bars of Las Colinas. All my friends are Mexicans. I like the way they dress. I do not speak the language, but I like it, I confess, and I'm so jealous of the women with their dark, exciting lips, the quiet way their bodies move their hips. Eva Cordova, she's walking down the street. Her ruby lips are dripping for her boyfriends when they meet. Her wet and wild eyelashes are long and soft and neat. And just beneath her switchblade, there's a place that's kind of sweet. Rudolph Vasilino, nothing he can't do. His brother's Filipino, but he looks a lot like you. His khaki pants are baggy. His shirt sleeves are undone. He leaves his fingers hanging off a fence when he is done. Tony Hernandez rides a bike, don't drive no car. In another lifetime, he'd have been a movie star. He combs his hair back with high octane. He puts a spit shine on the ground. He tells me, I don't know your white ass from a hole in the ground. And all my friends are Mexicans. I like the way they dress. I do not speak the language, but I like it, I confess, and I'm so jealous of the women. Their dark, exciting lips, the quiet way their bodies move their hips. Now, if I take something like that, and it lodges itself in my mind, which it will, I mean, I have so much stuff in there, you can't imagine what it's like in my mind. They just go around and around and around, and they never leave. So I start thinking, okay, this one isn't going to leave. What should I do? Perhaps I should put a little bass to this. Maybe a little bass music and maybe a little bit of drums. And maybe I should see if I can come up with a song. Okay, Justin, let's have some music. Let's see what we can do here with a little music. Call me crazy, many do, but Tijuana's not as hot as you know. Tijuana's not as hot as it used to be. South Bay driving, passion pit, exchanging spit, summer of love. Surfers and Mexicans, Mexicans and surfers, blondes and brunettes, brunettes and blondes. There's a cute boy in a bitchin' Camaro, screaming my name in a foreign tongue, crossing the border in the secret compartment of a red Carmen Gia to hear the Mexican band sing their mezcal version of American Woman. Walking on a dirty street in a border town beneath a Mexican moon, I've got the smell of tacos seducing my senses, a pocket full of miracles and 35 cents. I'm 17. My future is before me, I'm ready. All my expectations are standing on the corner, alive and on fire. Mexicans and surfers, blondes and brunettes, brunettes and blondes. The streets are lined up with sizzling prospects, brown-skinned boys all wild and free. Streets of fire, tongues of ice, they're standing out there on the avenue like multi-flavored ice cream cones. They're standing in line to love me. Call me crazy, they all do, but Tijuana's not as hot as you know. Tijuana's not as hot as it used to be. Huh. I like it. Sounds like a song to me. Can you guys hear the music? Oh, yeah. Is the music loud enough? Are the vocals okay? Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, that was your first example. Okay, now there's a second kind of song, and I'm going to describe how this one would go. Again, my husband is involved. All right. Tom and I live in City Heights. I love City Heights. I love it. It is like living in New York City. It is the relocation place for all the refugees, and we have Tibetan monks, and we have people from Somalia, and we have people from Laos and China, and it's fun. I love it there. But in an attempt to bring a normal sort of feeling to City Heights, they have recently installed a Starbucks. Which kind of, it just doesn't fit. But anyway, we went, and I was sitting there. Tom and I were in a fight at the time, so we weren't speaking. And we're sitting at the table very pensive, and I'm not talking to him, he's not talking to me, and I start noticing the people at Starbucks. And I'm thinking that Tom and I don't really fit in at Starbucks. I noticed that every single person at Starbucks was wearing beige khakis. I mean, without exception. And this other guy wandered in that looked like he didn't fit in either. And I started making up a story about this guy in my mind. I thought, he doesn't fit in. He's probably lost. He looks like possibly he might be from South America. I bet he's got a drug business. He's probably behind it. I'm sure that's what's going on. I'm positive of it. And then I started thinking about how much I hated my husband, and I was really, really mad at him. And I thought, I know Tom hates it here. I wasn't speaking to him, so I didn't say it to them. I just thought it to myself. I thought, I bet Tom just hates it here. But he doesn't want to speak to me, and I don't want to speak to him, so we're going to sit here with all the khaki-wearing people, and we're going to drink our goddamn coffee, and we'll probably go home and not speak to each other for the rest of the night. And I know Tom, he would rather be at the Vietnamese coffee place, drinking a coffee soda, and sitting around with the more colorful folks, because my husband does not wear khakis. Well, before you knew it, that thing started happening to me. These words started gathering around in my mind, and I started thinking about what it would sound like with some unusual drum beats. And I thought, I'm going to try this out as a song. Justin?
All the khaki-wearing people go to Starbucks. Another khaki-wearing person just came in. gambler from the Dominican Republic's got the smell of dirty money on his skin. I guess I'll make a few career adjustments, give up my promising career at Krispy Kreme. I'm going to open up my heart, put on my thinking cap, develop an innovative scheme. My baby, he don't wear no khaki, except the pair he got off some dead guy from Tucson. And the cuffs they drag the pavement till they really are quite thin, but of course that's precisely the kind of shape he prefers them in. My baby don't drink coffee at Starbucks, but if you do, you like to drink it with a slam. He rides his bicycle down alleys to Little Saigon. He prefers the kind they grind in Vietnam. My baby's a real loose cannon. He is quite angry with the shamrocks on his wrists. When his arms burst into flame, he says that I'm to blame. I'll take the blame today, baby, if you insist. All the khaki wearing people go to Starbucks. Another khaki wearing person just came in. He looks just like a gambler from the Dominican Republic's got the smell of dirty money on his skin. He's got the smell of dirty money on his skin.
All right. The last example of songwriting here is going to be a ballad. Now, after my jealous heart attack and coffee at Starbucks with my husband, we did make up. I'm sure you're glad to hear that. And after some intensive therapy, my therapist told me that the reason that I was insecure and jealous is because I was afraid of aging. Well, no shit. I can't believe I pay somebody $50 an hour to tell me that. And she suggested that I try to do a little writing about it and see if I couldn't find something sweet and try to get rid of the sarcasm and try to find something kind of pretty, kind of nice, something that I could think about that would be positive and I could turn this into art. So I tried, and this is what I came up with. Justin, this is a ballad. I wore my party dress for you, my angel wings, my clunky boots. I wore my rouge so pinky red, the Star of David on my head. I wore my straps all hanging off, my hair's as straight as Molotov. Cocktails, children, blue glass wine. How did it feel? It felt divine. Wore my party dress for you, my angel wings, my clunky boots. I thought I'd give you one more chance to walk me down the primrose path. I don't go there anymore, I lost my key. I'll meet you on the second star
be there soon. Honey, honey, don't grow up. It's much too dull for kids like us. Get detention, ride the bus, chew some gum and hit the ball. Stay after school but don't go home. I'll meet you on the second stop. If you kiss me, I will pay $50 every day. If you kiss me, I will stay yours forever and a day. Remember when we ruled the world? We were masters of the universe. You took my lips one starry night. I gave them up with not a fine soul. Spin the bottle one more time. I was all yours, you were all mine. A face too lovely to define. How did it feel? Felt divine. I wear my party dress for you. My angel wings, my Columbia boots. I wear my rouge so pinky red. The star of the day even on my head. I wear my party dress for you. Wear my rouge pinky red. Star of David on my head.
Okay, that brings us up, that's the end of the songwriting lesson. And that brings us up to why we're here. Juanita goes to rehab. Okay, before Juanita went to rehab, she was the trailer park queen. Now, I'm going to tell you how this all got started, okay? Has anybody here ever seen the trailer park queen? Or okay. Well, this got started, I'll tell you. I've been a singer and songwriter all my life. And I used to be on the East Coast, and I used to play a lot in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore and around that area. And I was just a drunk rockin' chick. And I performed in bars to drunk people. And it was a hell of a lot of fun, I'll tell you. And we used to just spend most of our time in the bathroom doing giant lines of cocaine and drinking like fish and then getting out on the stage and rocking and staying up for days and having fun. And it was fun. And something happened. I didn't realize that about 20 years had passed. And the people in the clubs got younger and younger, and for some reason I was going in the other direction. And I was starting to get a little weary and a little tired, and I didn't know why, because I'd always had a really good time before. And then that's not the only thing that happened. Then my family had a series of events. And I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody out there, but I mean, the shit hit the fan. Everything started going wrong with every single family member. Every sibling, the parents, the dogs, the pet, everything. And my little sister, she's beautiful. She has long red hair down to here. She's so beautiful that she has to put her hair up in a ski cap so the men won't follow her down the street. She's just a gorgeous girl, and at that time she was a fashion designer in Chicago, and she was having a great life. And she was supposed to meet these people in a club one night, and she was waiting for them, and she was dancing, and she was having a good time, and she had a little bit too much to drink. And these guys invited her to go to a party. And she said, okay. But they didn't take her to a party. After this thing happened to my sister, I started to experience what is known as the dark night of the soul. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know where I was or where I was going. I was in a very dark place, and it lasted for a long, long time. And I wanted an answer, and I wanted to somehow make this right for my sister, and there was no way that I could. In the meantime, my sister moved to Tucson. She left Chicago. She left this metropolitan, fast-paced life and started living in a trailer park and became somebody unlike that I could even recognize. And at that same time, I started being visited by spirits. And I'm not kidding, it's the truth. And these spirits were the female spirits of my ancestors. And they were my grandmothers and my great-grandmothers and my great-great-grandmothers. And they began to talk to me, and they started to tell me things about our family and the women in our family. And they said, "You are strong." And they said, "Don't you worry about her." They said, "There is nothing that can happen to a human being that a human being cannot recover from." And they started to manifest into one spirit. And that spirit had a name, and that name was Juanita LaRue. And Juanita started going wild. Juanita started taking over my life and taking over all my songs. And Juanita started forming into stories and all kinds of little escapades. And the first song Juanita wrote through me was called Trailer Park Queen. And it helped me process my feelings about my sister, and it went like this. No music, Justin. My sister's lost again. She lost her shoes, she lost her wallet. I'm getting lost with whatchamacallit. They've been lost for several days. Her boyfriend's name is Lou. He drinks her poison from a Christmas cup. He drinks it all and then he beats her up. He's a bad boy and she's a bad girl. My sister's wild and sweet. Walks in a world that burns her feet. One flat tire, a drive-through scream. Her boyfriend's pretty but mean. Caviar has turned to pork and bean. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. She's done the dirty laundry. She's washed her pretty face. Cleaned up after the party. Every little thing's been put back in its place. She rides a broken rodeo. She needs another place to go. Caviar has turned to pork and bean. One flat tire and a drive-through screen. Her boyfriend's pretty but mean. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. She liked to do the wild Y2C. She liked to rock with the wild thing. She's on fire, she's sick with neon. She's underneath the trailer, she's drugging on Freon. Some strange thing that she calls fun. Some strange thing that she calls fun. Wild things leave skin behind. They leave tooth and bone and a wild sign. So they can be followed by their own kind. So they can meet up in a secret place. And give a secret sign, give a secret face. 'Cause trailer park people are just like us. They count their days from 1 to 7. You find them out yonder, parking old cars, just parking old cars down trailer park heaven. My sister's wild and sweet, walks in a world that burns her feet. One flat tire, a drive-through screen. Her boyfriend's pretty but mean. Caviar has turned to pork and bean. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. She drives a pro
one flat tire and a drive-through screen. Her boyfriend's pretty but mean. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. Pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. The pretty debutante is a trailer park queen. All right, Justin. Okay, now we're going to start telling the story of Juanita LaRue. I'm going to give you a little pre-story here. This is before she went to rehab. This is a story of her growing up in Imperial Beach. Trailer park people are an elusive set, but royal just the same. They live in places like Needles or Marston, the outer perimeters of Las Vegas. Juanita LaRue is what you might call royalty in exile. I remember the time she was the special guest on the Jerry Springer Show. We grew up together in Imperial Beach, California. We killed many a fascinating hour in the sloughs, harassing wetbacks and eating taquitos, writing "fuck you" on people's garage doors. It was an idyllic childhood, really. But we grew up and grew apart, and things changed as things do, and Juanita chose the excitement and glamour of a well-known motorcycle club. Of course, everybody knows by now that I stayed behind. I graduated with honors from the North Park Academy of Naugahyde. It's a summer I remember with great fondness, for that would be the summer that Juanita's little brother, Romeo, and I had a hot and torrid romance. Romeo was 12. I was 27. It was the perfect combination of adolescence and experience. I'll never forget how cute he used to look. Skateboarding down the sidewalk, his long blonde hair flying in the summer wind, his flannel shirt flapping. Just standing in front of the 7-Eleven, holding 2 large cherry lime Slurpees. And I just walked back and forth in front of him, back and forth, 150 times. I just pretend like I didn't see it. But I did see him. I had plans for him later on in the evening. And long about dusk, I'd walk flat smack in front of his face, and I'd give him a little wink. And I'd push open the store door, and I'd walk in the store, and I'd start looking at the bottles and try to make my decision. I'd think, vodka, tequila, tequila, vodka, vodka, tequila, tequila, or wine. Vodka, tequila, tequila, or vodka. Vodka, tequila, tequila, or wine. Heard that song on the radio, the one that always reminds me of you. It made me wanna call you on a telephone, say, let's go drinking like we used to do, baby. We'll get tequila and Dos Equis too. You kiss me and I kiss you. I'll kiss you if you kiss me. I like the way you kiss when you get sloppy. Won't take nothing, not nothing. It won't take nothing but the radio button. We'll fill a tank with dreams and black rolls of tracks. I'll wrap my arms around you, we ain't
You got me on vodka and down to just beer. I think I could have made it if I hadn't gotten on gin. You're my favorite lover, baby. You my best friend. We were in love. We should have gotten married. I'm a 3-time loser. I go fo-fo. I got a case of wine to take us all the way to Memphis. Forget your wife and kids. We're not coming back. Cocaine and I quit sniffing glue. Hit me up in your Belvedere, girl, honey, give me out of here. We'll fill a tank with dreams and fly all the tracks. Around my arms around you, we ain't never come back. So that's how it all started in Imperial Beach. And I was thinking about things, and I was thinking not much more could happen in the family, and sure enough, other things started happening. My brother, my big brother, always such a good guy to me, you know. He's just a little bit older than me, and we were in the same grade, and on my birthday, he would always get me a special present. He started having a lot of problems, and he ended up going to prison. And he was too old to go to prison. He wasn't young. And it was a terrible shock for me. And I knew what he was accused of, and I knew what he'd done, but he wasn't a criminal to me. He was my brother. He was a kind person, and a sweet person, and a good person. He was a good person who'd done a bad thing. And I began to think that I think I like the bad people better. I do. I always have. I always like the fucked up people better. I think I'm serious, it's been a problem. I just can't seem to get the rest of the world adjusted to the fact that the fucked up ones are the colorful ones. They're the ones that are having the fun. you're putting all of them in prison. They're not so bad. Good God. I started thinking about it, and I started having one of my sort of spells where some of these words started rotating in my mind, and the word broken came into my head, and pretty soon I had another song. Justin. This is for every man that's ever been to prison. I got time for growing boys. Come home, baby, lick your wounds. The new songs on the radio sound like the same old tunes. My screen is full of pretty boys, too cheap to misbehave. I help them crank their engines up, I watch them drive away. They're okay, they're alright, they're nice as nice can be. They're mighty fine for lots of girls, they're not real good for me. I'm a little on the broken side, I broke a broken chair. I spin a broken record as I twist my broken hair. I got time for broken boys. Come on, baby, lick your wounds. I walk among the ruins, I throw kisses at the moon. I'm drowning in a world of hope. I hope I live to see. In a world of broken boys must be a broken one for me. I hear them in the alley, I hear them in the yard, I hear them climbing fences and falling down real hard. When they're young, they break their arms, their hearts, their heads, their toes. When they're old, they're broken down, places no one knows. I've got time for broken boys. Come on, baby, lick your wounds. Come home to sleep the night off. Home's a place to be for broken boys from broken homes to a broken girl like me. Okay, so this is what happened. All right, the sister, we know what happened to her. The brother went to prison. The parents were freaking out. I was in a dark cloud that lasted for about 7 years. And then, this is about the time that Juanita finally went into rehab. Juanita had gone through a spell where she did nothing but watch Charlie's Angels for about 5 years. Her butt was glued to the couch. She'd started putting on a little weight, and she thought perhaps it was time to do something, but she wasn't quite ready to do something herself, so some of her friends kind of tied her up and hauled her ass into rehab. And this is the story of Juanita Goes to Rehab. Justin? What I want to talk about is a slow, insipid sedative oozing over your lips. Juanita had a rapture. Farrah Fawcett is indeed the most fabulous female on the planet. From that day forward, Juanita herself aspired to become a genuine angel. She learned karate, jiu-jitsu. She bought some boots, the kind that just don't quit till they get all the way up to your hips. Patent leather, no buckles. She took the road less traveled while marching to the highest authority of beauty. She enlisted in the Mr. Stephanie's Institution of Glamour. She started hanging around with a questionable crowd. She started experimenting with hair color, making her little boy the only 8-year-old in Pop Warner with frosted hair. Of course, that was long ago, before we knew what Juanita was. And Juanita was a heroine of a lesser god. Life would demand of her the occasional spiritual libation. She liked to drink it over crushed ice with a splash of Diet Dr. Pepper and a lemon wedge. She calls it a NyQuil mist. The delicate green flavor. Comes in mighty handy for the holiday. Comes in mighty handy for uninvited guests. I like to drink it with a Dr. Atkins high protein shake. And then of course it makes an excellent umbrella drink for your backyard loo. All right, this is the story we've all been waiting for. This is the story of Juanita Goes to Rehab. This is not the time that Juanita moved to Hollywood and got a job at the Gold Pagoda Oriental Massage Parlor. That came later. This was the time that Juanita's friends had to interfere, go over to her apartment, and take her against her will down to 1111 Island Street, where she remained for quite some time. Juanita always did like making new friends. What my life is missing is a pair of black stilettos. I envision myself kissing a man with a rose tattoo. But Burt Lancaster's dead, took down the last romance. What my life is missing is a pair of tall black shoes. Her parents came from Omaha, but they got smart and moved. They drove a half-ton suspension on a 1-ton truck. It's a miracle they made it, but they make it every day. With TV, sex, suicide, Juanita's back in rehab. Called in a team of experts, removed her glass tiara. They pumped her full of Thorazine and took her tall black shoes. I hear she's moving kind of slow. Family visits, I don't think so. I can't tell you where to go, but I do know that Juanita is back in rehab. Lipstick on her kisses, and kisses on her face. Disappearing ain't now, gone without a trace. Several good chances, a good chance is what she had. I'm out on good behavior. changed. She should have joined the Navy. Juanita's back in rehab. What my life is missing is a pair of black stilettos. I envision myself kissing a man with a rose tattoo, but Burt Lancaster's dead. He took down the last romance, and what my life is missing is a pair of tall black shoes. Why did they have to be in the Navy? Why did they have to do everything they did? So I just changed my telephone number, and I just quit speaking to them. I didn't speak to them for 5 years. I'd show them. That's right. I was going to punish them bad. And one day, I was going through some old photographs, I don't know why, and I came across this picture of my mother and my father. My mom was 17, and my dad was about the same age, and my mom was on my dad's motorcycle, an old Indian. And she was wearing nothing but a pea coat, and her long, pretty legs stretched out over that motorcycle. And I started thinking, I never thought of my parents as young. I never thought of them as wild. I never thought of them as having dreams of their own. I never thought of them at a different time before they were parents. And I began to think about them differently. And I began to think about them as lovers and as sweethearts. And I began to think that my mother had had a hard job holding this family together. You know, something was always going wrong in our family, always. And I wanted to write something for them. And this song is for my parents. Justin? Promise me he'd come home and marry me. Neath the hood of his old car, he looked just like a movie star. In the heart of his forearm, that's where you'll find my name. Dressed up in my wedding dress, I looked just like a beauty queen. I didn't know, I couldn't guess, love's a long dark road. I was there when it made the scar. I watched the love drain from your star. I walked love savage, rode alone around to your back door. Little boys in sailor suits, love letters are lost at sea. We are angels without wings. We get broke on stupid things. Any day I may fall down, grass stains on my wedding gown. You be there, handing me a bandage of my wounded knee. And I'll cry, it's all your fault. Why'd you let me fall? Put your strong arms around my waist. Tell me that you love me best. Say yes, dear, your sweetest voice. To lose my wings was not my choice. I'm an angel without wings. I've got a tender tear on my shoulder.
strange land. Tell me I'm the only one, prettiest girl left on the sun. Tell me I'm the Queen of Sheba, while my wings are in the shop. Drive me in your shiny truck, going places you don't want to go, doing things you'd rather not. Tell me I'm the only one, prettiest girl left on the sun. Tell me I'm the Queen of Sheba. I remember back in high school, I fell in love at 17. He joined the Navy, went to sea. His love letters promised me he'd come home and marry me. 'Neath the hood of his old car, he looked just like a movie star. In the heart of his foreheart, that's where you'll find my name. Dressed up in my wedding dress, I look just like a beauty queen. I didn't know, I couldn't guess, love's a long dark road. I was there when they made the scar. I watched the love drain from your star. I walked love savage, rode alone, around to your back door. We are angels without wings, we get broke on stupid things. Any day I may fall down, grass stains on my wedding gown. You be there, hand to me, bandage up my wounded knee, and I'll cry, it's all your fault. Why'd you let me fall? Put your strong arms around my waist, tell me that you love me best. Say yes, dear, your sweetest voice. To lose my wings was not my choice. I'm an angel without wings. I've got a tender tear on my shoulder blade. I got a fearsome fire, I got a tongue of ice, and I'm lost. Tell me I'm the only one, tell me I'm the golden one, 'cause I'm smart, pretty too. The only truth I have is you. While my wings are in the shop, drive me in your shiny truck, going places you don't wanna go, doing things you'd rather not. Is Tom in the audience? Tom? He's probably out the door hitting people and taking their money away from them. I'd like to dedicate this whole set to my husband, Tom, my sparring partner. Tom and I are either in love or we're in divorce court, so tonight we're in love and I'm glad. This brings us to the end of our little story. I'm gonna walk us out with this little last number. And I wanna let you know that when I'm done here, I want you to let me walk out first. I'm gonna walk right out to a table in front there, and I'm gonna be selling CDs, so if you like any of these songs, I have CDs for sale, and all the money goes to benefit Street of Dreams. And I'll take anything. Whatever you got, I'll take it. I'll gladly relieve you of your money. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Justin, this is the last song.
You gotta read the paper and watch out for Juanita's next adventure. The next one is Juanita joins the pep squad. She doesn't do well on the pep squad. She's not like the other mothers. The last time I saw Juanita LaRue, she was wrapped around a parking meter in Imperial Beach, sunbathing in her birthday suit, bringing praise and recognition from the enthusiastic gang of military officers who had gathered about to cheer her on. 30 days county time, Las Colinas with a bullet. When I leave this place tonight, I'm gonna hide out in the secret compartment of a red Carmen Ghia with a nameless yet exotic Mexican male. We're heading south, not quite to San Ysidro, but just to Imperial Beach. We're gonna find a dark, respectable residential neighborhood, and we're gonna write Juanita LaRue on 20 garage doors. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. There's so many times I let you down. So many times I played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Kiss me, smile for me, tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. I got a friend, girl that I know, moved far away, so she calls me by phone, sends me nice photographs of her little girl, send her cute postcards from all around the world. She tells me I'll be your hero, I'll be your best friend. Hell or high water, I'll be with you till the end. Don't let them bad times turn your smile to frown. Please don't frown. You're much too pretty, she tells me. Don't drink that poison, numbs out pain. Don't get so drunk that you don't hear the goddamn rain. Rain is a chorus, a secret code. Take you from dark and put you back in the light. She tells me I have been hungry, I have been lonely, I have been down no more. Scared to my bones of the darkness below. Ain't gonna go down there no more. got this friend. He's this boy that I know. Well, I had to leave him. I can't let him go. He just lays on the floor. He tells me, leave me alone. I tell him, no. I tell him, laugh in the good times. Cry in the bad times. When you don't know, you don't do nothing at all, you better hold on to me, sweet prince. Hold on real tight. Fixing to take a mighty big fall. I tell him, don't drink that poison. Numbs out the pain. Don't get so drunk that you don't hear the goddamn rain. Rain is a chorus, a secret code. Take you from dark and put you back in the light. I tell him, I have been hungry, I have been lonely, I've been down, ain't down no more. Scared to my bones of the darkness below.